it makes sense that a man would be attracted to that. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about how to talk to men with more confidence, how to shoot your shot without looking obvious, and how to be a better flirt. So right now, if you're the type of woman who feels awkward making conversation with men, you see someone cute that you want to talk to, but you're not sure what to say, or you want to be the woman who's more confident in general when it comes to talking with men. These tips are going to turn you into a man magnet, but also give you that confidence and that assertiveness that you need so that you can hold your own when it's time to shut it down or if it's a non-romantic situation. Let me tell you, even before we get into the tips, that I love talking to men. I've always felt really comfortable talking to the opposite sex ever since I was little because of this one thing, okay? I've always considered myself an equal, and that is not something anybody taught me. It's not even about conditioning. It's simply because if you open your eyes and you look around, we are both here together. So you can't tell me, there is nothing that you can tell me that would make me think that we are not both equal, we are not both deserving to be here, that I'm not having an equal exchange because we're both here. You cannot be superior to me. So that is where I start from. And I'm making this video and I'm sharing this with you because I genuinely enjoy my relationships with men. I genuinely enjoy talking to men, doing business with them. I've hired so many independent contractors who are men. A lot of my mentors have been men. Of course, I have friendships and relationships with men, but I'm the type of woman who really tries to maximize my connections with men. And let's put one more parameter on this before we go into our conversation. The men that I'm talking about are safe and healthy. Okay? And in today's conversation and the tips that I'm giving you, I only want you to do these things when you sense that you are in an environment that is safe and healthy and that the person that you might be interacting with is safe and healthy as well. That's why at the core of this, we want to be confident and assertive so that you are only continuing to engage with people who are demonstrating that they are safe and healthy. And the moment that they don't, you shut it down. Now, there's a lot more to say about this topic, but for the sake of today's conversation, let's assume you're in a safe and healthy environment and you're talking to men who are safe and healthy themselves. Okay? Tip number one, lead with presence. Your presence should communicate a few things before you even open your mouth to speak. Your presence should say, I'm equal and I have full confidence in myself. For this kind of presence, you want to have good posture and you want to have slow, smooth, and controlled movements. You don't want to come off as insecure. Okay, so make sure you have that pretty necklace on. You're lengthening through the crown of your head. You're moving slowly with control. There's a grace to your movements, and that puts you in a different category. Not only is it more attractive, they've done studies on this, and yes, men do find women who move with grace to be more attractive. Yes, they do. Okay. Not only is it considered more attractive, it projects an inner security, right, that you possess as a woman, and that is extremely powerful. You want people to know that you are secure in yourself. Number two, let's talk about eye contact. Now, the first word that came to mind when I was thinking about eye contact was being assertive. And when you hear the word assertive, you might automatically think strong or like penetrating in a way, but that's not what I'm talking about, right? So when I say assertive, what I mean is self-assured. The way I'm looking into this camera right now, I see you and I know that you see me too. That is the energy that we want. Again, eye contact can say different things, but if you want to be a man magnet, you have to be able to look a man in the eye without feeling intimidated, without feeling silly, without hesitating, etc. Because only then, especially once you assess them, that's what I'm always doing when I'm talking to men, is assessing them through eye contact. then you'll know if you want to be more playful, if you want to be flirtatious, if you want to receive more of whatever it is that they might be offering to you. We have presence, we have eye contact, because these are non-verbals. Over 55% of your communication is non-verbal. If you want to know how to be a man magnet in your communication, you have to work on your non-verbals. You have to work on your embodiment, your presence, the energy that's showing up in your body language. Tip number 3, keep it light, keep it fun, keep it playful. So I'm thinking about your first interactions with a man, especially if you want to shoot your shot without making it obvious. What do, right? Well, you can strike up conversation. Yeah, you can talk to men when you're out and about. The key is that you're not doing so out of desperation. You're not doing so because you think they're going to be your future husband. You're just naturally charming, and you would have said this to anyone. They just happen to be there. That is the energy that you have to embody. Okay, this is a skill. This is something that you can develop with practice. So let me tell you a couple of examples that I have used personally, including one I did yesterday to talk to men when I'm out and about and just embody this charming, open, fun, light, playful energy. Yesterday, I was at the car wash, and this is a full service car wash. After I drop my car off, you have to walk in through these double doors and go to the waiting area. As I'm walking in, I see a gentleman standing by the doors, and he is leaned over, looking out the glass door, like very intently. He's very well dressed, older than me. I'm in a safe environment. So I just comment on the situation and I say, are they doing it right? He turns around and looks at me and he says, gosh, I hope so. I am never coming here on my lunch break again. This is so busy. We have a little exchange about how busy it is, and then that's it. You drop it, you move on, you go get your car, you have a nice day. When you're developing this skill, not every conversation has to be with a romantic interest. Then it becomes much less obvious when you do want to shoot your shot with someone, because you just naturally talk to people in general. Even though you might be attracted to them, what makes them different than the person you said hello to or made a joke with over here? Right? It's less obvious in general because you're just naturally charming. So another example, I was at the Goodwill, okay? I was getting my thrift on and I'm looking at the teacups or whatever, and there's a man over to the left of me and I see him accidentally knock something off the shelf. So I just looked at him and I said, I'm telling. I'm telling on you. Like I had caught him in the act, right? Because it's funny. It's funny when you knock something off of the shelf in a store. And, you know, he smiled, we had a moment, it was funny, and then that's it. I've definitely walked up to men at events and asked them what type of camera they're using, if they're there taking pictures or recording, because I'm a videographer as well. Then we're in a conversation, right? We're talking about something that we both use. You can ask for a recommendation for something. That is a great way to start a conversation. There are so many ways to engage in conversation with men that are not you shooting your shot in an obvious way, and that also make you a natural man magnet to men in general, so that you become more and more comfortable talking to them, attracting them, and keeping your relationships with them, whether it's personal or business. Because like I said, I love my personal relationships with men and I love my business relationships with men. And it all comes from a comfort that I have talking to them, because I don't place limits on myself when I'm out and about. Oh, I'm only going to talk to men who are over 6 feet tall, who dress this way, blah, 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 blah. Maybe there's a nice man at the restaurant who's going to suggest that you go to this other restaurant, and that's where you meet the love of your life. Like, you never know what type of connections you're going to make. They might have a professional connection for you. Like, you just never know. Remember, in order to be a man magnet, you don't need anything from them, and you're actually enjoying this experience. Women who are living in their pleasure and enjoying the interaction are always going to be a man magnet. It makes sense that a man would be attracted to that. And then to take it a step further and be really, really great at flirting, there should always be this maybe energy. right? Maybe I want to keep talking to you. Maybe this is the end. Maybe I like you. Maybe I don't. There are plenty of ways to engage a man in conversation, to be playful, to be light, to be fun, to have that maybe flirtatious energy going. And then they will end up asking you out. And if they don't, that's okay, because you're naturally charming. You were just enjoying yourself, even if it was for a small moment. And now you're gonna go enjoy yourself with someone else. Tip 4, always be the first to leave the conversation. Again, you don't need anything. You're enjoying yourself, but you're not desperate. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their anything, right? You're just having a good time. You're enjoying the interaction. Always be the first to leave, so that you don't give off that desperate energy. And then when I was talking about presence and eye contact before and kind of that nonverbal communication, this is where if you decide you want to shut it down, your energy lets them know when the interaction is over. Shut it down. Think warm but strict. Sir, this is as far as it's going. The interaction is complete, and that's why you want to have a certain kind of presence. That's why you want to have a certain kind of eye contact, so they know that you mean what you say, and that without the words even having to be said, your energy is communicating that the interaction is over. And when you're in the habit of always leaving the conversation first, this becomes more and more comfortable for you. You are naturally charming, but you are not a doormat. You're not just gonna stand there and hang on every word and let them monopolize your time, okay? Keep it light, keep it fun, keep it moving. And bring out the warm, strict, emphasis on strict, to shut it down. Tip number 5, use your feminine voice, okay? Your feminine voice is warm and smooth like honey. It has a flow to it. There's a sweetness to it, okay, that draws people in. There's also a confidence to it. So depending on the situation, you can heighten the sweetness, or you can be a little bit more authoritative, depending on what it is that you're doing. But women who are man magnets understand how to use their voice to their advantage. So it's not like I'm rushing and I'm just talking at someone and then, you know, I'm slowing it down. You want to enunciate, you want to savor the words that you're saying. And again, you want them pulled in. The sweetness doesn't have to mean high-pitched or baby-like. When I say sweetness, I'm talking about an energy. There's a smile on your lips. You're feeling sweet. Your voice could be lower. There's nothing wrong with having a lower voice. It can be very attractive when it's said with a certain energy, when there's a flow to it. So when you hear feminine tone of voice, don't automatically go to a high-pitched, baby, sweet honey. Oh my gosh, you're just so sweet. I can't believe. That's not what I'm talking about. This is a different kind of embodiment. If she wants to turn up her man magnet dial, she's doing it without becoming a caricature. Now, there's a lot I could teach you to help you master that voice, to help you find that warm, smooth, honey energy in the way that you're speaking. But that's a whole separate lesson with specific voice exercises. And if you're interested, I'm gonna link my Goddess Voice course down below. It's gonna teach you how to be a man magnet with your voice. But there's also a lesson that focuses on confidence and authority in your voice. So yes, you're gonna get the Goddess Voice training to be the man magnet, but you're also gonna get the training to be the confident, authoritative woman in the room at the meeting. Okay, in the boardroom. You're gonna get both. So that link is in the description box below. Everybody loves that course. All right, ladies, that's all I had to share with you in today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these tips you're most excited to try. Come back, let me know how it went. I'm excited to hear from all of you. And before you go, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.